What is good, YouTube? This is Hank Saber giving you guys a very interesting deck profile. It is Geargia. So you guys have waited a pretty long time since I gave you guys a previous Geargia list. I've given you Geargia Karakuri, but it's been a while since I gave you a pure Geargia list. And we are playing a little Machina and an Ancient Gear box tech, but it's really very standard and with a little Saber select picks in here. So let's get right into the deck list. Deck is actually really consistent with some personal picks in there. So let's get into the deck list. So no format, July 2015 format. Yeah, so we'll get into it. So first off, we play 3 copies of best card in the deck, the Denim of the deck. It basically adds on Summon, which is really quite nice when you think about it, having a free plus off the first turn most of the time. So again, just making that special summon race car overlay for Big Robot, which is your Gear Gigant, and search another. It's like a +2, so a walking +2 is actually quite nice to have this in the deck. And again, the deck hasn't had Geargia gear and this card at the same time, so it'd be interesting if we had Geargia at 3, which I'm not playing in this list. But again, seeing this card in the deck, it makes me want to cringe. You know, during its meta days would have been really quite explosive a card. So we play this, and then we play the inferior Gear Gogger in the form of Gear Armor. We are tailoring the deck somewhat towards this card. We are playing another card in the form of Ceasefire to help out these effects. We'll get into that a little bit, but we are playing the 3 armor. So we do want to keep its consistency going with the Geargia Arsenal. So Geargia Arsenal special off its effect. So it's basically like a Lone Fire Blossom. So that's pretty cool. And so we're gonna play the 3 Geargia Arsenal, and of course the accelerators, your main search target. You really want to go into Daigusto Emerald at least by turn, I would say, after you use the second accelerator, because the danger of running out of accelerators pretty much lose. So after you use accelerator number 2, you definitely want to Daigusto Emerald to swap out the 2 as long as you have enough targets. And so yeah, so again, very, very good card. Now we play the 1 copy of Geargiano. So I do not play Mach 2, I don't plan on playing Mach 3. This is the only Geargiano that we're playing. So basically the only reason we're playing this at a 1 spot is the fact that it has quite synergy with the Geargia Arsenal. So we do want to play the 1 Geargiano. If you ever go off, you ever search off Geargia Arsenal or special of Geargia Arsenal, you want to go for Geargiano, so you can just get a Geargiano in the grave, special back the Geargia Arsenal, then hopefully overlay with an accelerator into a Gear Gigant and make it play from there. So this way, even when the Gear Gigant dies, you at least have Geargiano in the graveyard. So we are playing the 1 Geargiano, and then we're playing the 2 Fortress and the we're playing the 2 Fortress and the 1 Gear Frame to search off the fortresses. So again, to have Fortress in the deck, and we are playing another card in the form of Ancient Gear Box, it really is more accessible with Box, because Box adds another, and it just makes Fortress even more easy to make. And so we are playing the 2 Fortress, 1 Gear Frame, and then we play the 1 Ancient Gear Box. So whenever Ancient Gear Box is added to hand, added actually from the deck to the hand or from the graveyard to the hand, you get another plus. So this turns a +1 to a +2, which is quite nice. And for the final machine type we are playing the Genix Alley Birdman. So this is by no means a Karakuri list. It is Geargia with some Machina in it. But I am playing the Birdman to make a Yazi, which is actually really strong in the game right now. It's like a slightly less powerful Leo. And so Geargia actually kind of works pretty well with Birdman, being that you can search off it right away off your Gigant plays. So yes, one Birdman makes pretty much a lot of sense. And then for more reasons than one, we're playing the 2 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler worked its way in the list. Of course, Trishula is a problem, but we were also playing it for not only to negate Trishula, but to make a Trishula of our own. So we are playing the 1 Trishula. So that's it for the monster list. Pretty hefty amount, but again, if you're looking for consistency, you want to do it with your monsters, and this deck has a great way of digging those monsters out. So let's get into the spells. The spells are quite simple. We're playing the 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. You have to at least main 2, maybe even a 3rd to come in the list, but we are at least maining 2. Then for the random one-ofs in the deck, I don't know, call it random, but it helps the deck quite a bit. We are playing the 1 limit removal, the 1 Raigeki, the 1 Dark Hole, and the 1 Soul Charge. So basically, these 3, basically, if you want to get over something or you want to get rid of something, this one just to recur your stuff back. So, simple enough. The card I'm not playing in this list is Machine Duplication. So, for a while I was playing 3 copies of Geargia, which was a bad idea because I did want to help my consistency out. So, I dropped 2 of them and still tested 2 Machine Duplication with only 1 target in Geargia, and it just was not working out. So I just do not play Machine Duplication. I feel like whenever you make an Augur play, it's actually, you know, you at least get a +2 out of it by specialing Race Card overlay for Gigant Search. So Machine Duplication was not a necessity in the list, so we're not playing Machine Duplication. So for the traps, we are playing 3 copies of Mind Crush. You should pretty much max out on Mind Crush. I mean, Mind Crush is just a great card in any deck that can run it. I mean, any deck that can run back row. And, yeah, so with 3 Mind Crush, you pretty much always have cards in your hand to activate this, so, yeah. And I played 2 Venus Chain. I see 3 usually being in a Geargia list, but since Trish came out and we could play Valor to make Trish, I feel like not playing the 3rd Venus Chain isn't going to be too much to our disadvantage, so play that. And of course, you can always Castell your own Phoenix, and you can also Castell your own Call of the Haunted. So Call of the Haunted, you're playing because you really want to recur your stuff as much as possible. The worst thing in this deck is when you have like 1 card, like 1 Geargia card, and you can't turn it into 2 if you don't have any more race cards. Having the Call of the Haunted is actually quite nice, so we do play the Call of the Haunted. And then we are playing the 2 Ceasefire. So Ceasefire is used for, if we can find the Augurs here. Augur is not a flip effect. It is actually effect when flipped. And if you can read it here, it does not say flip effect. It says once return of this card changed from face down to face up and flip face up, you get the effect. So Ceasefire says any flip effects are not applied at this time. Not a flip effect. So Geargia Armor will not miss timing, and you will actually get some nice burn damage off to your opponent. And it is quite nice, quite a nice card. And so I see Ceasefire as a very good way to slow up your own search card, your main search card in the form of Geargia Armor, just similar to X-Sabers, how they use Dark Soul, and how I use Dark Soul with Kree Bandit and Call the Haunted and whatnot. But Ceasefire is actually quite a nice way to speed up your Geargia Armors. So we play that, and then we do play some more traps. We play the other one-ofs. We play the Bottomless. The TT, I feel like TT is just too strong not to run. I play Mass Removal also in Mirror Force, Vanity's Emptiness, and finally, Ring of Destruction. So, there is that. And then for the extra deck, we are playing the 3 copies of Geargia Cross. This is your Dante the deck, your add in special. Of course, you can add a race card special, but so much versatility with this card. Playing the 1 Geargia makes sure that you at least have a wall of defense after this falls, so it is quite nice to play the 3. And of course, going Daigusto Emerald and recycling the ones that you already used, along with at least, or maybe at least one of this, and then 2 race cards, quite nice. And of course, we play the 1 Daigusto Emerald, so there's that. And of course, losing Lavalval Chain somewhat hurt the deck, because you can dump and bring back, but it is what it is. So we play that. Then we play the 1 Evil Storm Exciton Knight. Quite a good card. I'm playing Castell. Castell your own stuff, Castell their stuff, whatever it might be. Abyssma, of course, Burning Abyss, Shaddolls. So there's that. And then Gaga Cowboy, always a great card when it comes down to just burning for game. And then this card you should pretty much always make against Necros if they are playing the if they already have 2 Valks in grave, or like a Trishula and a Valk, or 2 boss monsters of any kind, or a Shrit. You should always make this card. So we're playing that. And then for Shaddolls, we're playing like a tailor-made extra deck for Shaddolls. We're playing 1 Ptolemaeus and 1 Castellar Diamond. So anything to turn off Dark. We don't really like Dark, and we're also playing Dweller. So I feel like we have the accessibility to beating Dark type decks, because this turn off Darks, and also they can't Shaddol Fusion, so that's quite nice. And then we're playing the 1 Big Eye because if we ever have 2 Machina Fortresses, we can play that, and we can also play Draco Sack. So we are playing the Big Eye and the Draco Sack. So for Fortress plays. And for the Lone Synchros, we are playing Yazi, because if you ever get Birdman in hand with 2 level 4s, and you can always pop one of them, balance one of them as cost, especially some of the Yazzie Synchro, and it's actually really hard for them to get over this. I mean, it's something that can't be targeted, and it's just an overall good card. So we play the one Yazzie, which is it's generic. It's not like Boxia where it says one worm type. And then we're playing the one Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So in any Spam Rank 4 decks, I think Teller Knights could fairly use this card. At least if you play the Effect Veiler, you have accessibility to it, and anytime you can Trish, I just like Trishing. I mean, it's just my favorite, like, might be my favorite, like, new card just to play. And I have an extra deck, so it's really quite nice to do that. And so that brings us to the end of the Geargia list. So some of you guys think I've actually probably put more testing into this deck, along with the help of my friend Kawhi. And we've actually really enjoyed playing this deck. He actually plays it right now as his kind of sort of competitive deck after dumping his Necro. So yeah. So anyway, guys, this is Hank Saber. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be on the look for some more deck profiles to come. Ritual Beast, Noble Knights, and forgot what the other one was. Cleefort. So look for those three in the near future. I also came in 6th in Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, which is what it is. Not too much of an accomplishment, but I might give you guys my 6th place Yu-Gi-Oh! Day deck, which was a Burning Abyss. And so, yeah, that's it. So anyway, guys, this is Hank Saber, signing out. Peace, guys. Peace.
Don't forget to friend me on Facebook, join my group, The Titan Takeover, as well as the Ignoble Lifestyle Facebook group, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Peace.